Lights, camera, action. All right. Let's get down to business here. This video has been an ordeal to make. I went out to my spot. You guys know the spot that I normally record at. And there were people near there, weirdly. But, so that didn't work out. I'm not going to be yelling about pornography in front of other people and all the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today. Then I went somewhere else, found a different spot to record it, and a train went by, ruined the video while I was in the middle of it. So, it has been an ordeal, but I will not be stopped unless somebody comes up and shoots me. And in fact, let me just get out my trusty gun here just in case. But anyway, so like I was saying, nobody's gonna call up here. I was joking, but anyway, okay, so anyway, I hope y'all have had a lovely, successful NoFap November and all that good stuff. Today, I'm going to talk about something that was recommended by a good friend, Seb. Hello, Seb. He recommended that I make a video specifically about the effects of quitting pornography. And this is something that, of course, I allude to in different videos and I talk about here and there a little bit. But as far as just one dedicated video, just giving an overview of it all. This is that video. And so here we go. There are lots of different facets to this. Different people's experiences are going to be very, very different. And my experience, of course, is not going to be the experience of everybody else. I haven't experienced the effects that everybody experiences. And the reason for that is that when we're talking about the effects of quitting porn, what we're really talking about is the reversal of the effects of watching pornography. And that has different effects on different people. Different people have different degrees of addictiveness, I guess you would say. Different people watch different types of pornography, watch different amounts of pornography, and so on and so forth. And there's just so many variables here that you can't really take them all into account and say, okay, this person will experience this and this and this, and this person will experience this and this and this, and that's the way it is. No, it's not. So I'll start with probably the thing that's talked about the most, and it's really not something that I myself have experienced, so I can't speak to it from my own life. But I can tell you it's very common, and a lot of guys still don't know that this is even a thing. And that is porn-induced erectile dysfunction. And guys are rightfully worried. Like, lots of young guys are worried because they're noticing, hey, how come I can't get it up with a girl or whatever? And it is alarming. And they don't know why, because they've been led to believe that pornography is normal. It can't possibly be that. But what people are finding when they quit pornography is that things start working properly again. And it is it's something that really, like I said, I haven't experienced it myself. And the better source for that information is Gary Wilson and his works, specifically Your Brain on Porn, his book. I always recommend the book Your Brain on Porn by Gary Wilson. It's an excellent book, and that goes into a lot more detail about all of that. I won't go into it except just to mention it here and tell you, hey, that's a thing that's out there. I will give a link in the description to his work there. You can check that out if you're interested in more information about that, because he can talk about it a lot more authoritatively than I can. The next thing, something that I have experienced, is porn-induced fetishes. And that can be almost equally alarming to some people, depending on what they get into. And again, this is something that a lot of guys aren't aware exists, or aren't aware that it works the way that it does, because we have this idea in our culture now that, oh, you've got to go find yourself. That there's some part of you that you've got to go out and find somewhere, and that's how you learn who you really are on the inside, is by adding all these, whatever, these ways that you find yourself. And so people think that they watch pornography and they find out, or they uncover fetishes that they had, and that's not really how it works. What actually happens with pornography is that not only do guys become addicted to the pornography, but they take in so much of it, and there's always the opportunity for novelty there. There's always the opportunity to see something new. And so they get addicted not only to watching sexy videos or looking at sexy images itself, but they get addicted to the variety of that too. And so they become desensitized, or at least less sensitive to regular porn. Or, well, I mean, porn isn't normal, but porn depicting more normal kinds of sex. And they get into more and more extreme stuff, and they become desensitized to the normal stuff, to the point where that can even lead to some cases of porn-induced erectile dysfunction. But in a lot of cases, they will develop these fetishes based on going to more and more extreme forms of pornography. And they'll start to think that that's their actual sexuality. And this can take many, many different forms. And I'm not going to get into all of those because, for one thing, it's just disturbing to talk about. I don't even want to talk about the stuff that I've gotten into, much less the stuff that other people have been into. And the other thing is, I don't know who's watching this video, and I don't want to perhaps make people aware of certain types of pornography who perhaps should not be aware of it. But, YouTube is not always, it has a very broad user base in terms of age and whatnot. But anyway, that is definitely a thing. And the great thing about this, where this ties into the effects of quitting pornography, this is not permanent, okay? My porn-induced fetishes, guess what happened when I stopped watching porn? They started to fade away until it was back to normal again. And that is fantastic. And that is wonderful for a lot of these guys. It's great news for them who feel really bad about their fetishes, and they might feel like there's something that's wrong with them, or that their brain is just so messed up or whatever. And I've seen guys who are just feel guilty or even disgusted with themselves over the kind of stuff that they're into. And they think that that's just the way it is, and it's not. All right? Porn-induced fetishes are a thing. You can get into stuff that you're not really naturally into, and you can get out of it by quitting pornography. And that's true. I've experienced that myself, and that's been the experience of many other guys. And that's something also that I believe Gary Wilson talks about in his various works. The next thing is energy levels, and this is going to be probably more associated with masturbation, especially excessive masturbation, than it is specifically with pornography, except to the extent that a lot of guys can stay up way too late watching pornography. And yeah. So that is something that I've noticed as well. And I think that there may be an element of it that is specifically related to porn. I think that might be more of a secondary effect, though. So yeah, energy levels, definitely, that's something I've experienced, something a lot of other guys have experienced. And where I think that comes from in terms of strictly pornography, because I'm not really talking about masturbation that much in this video. As far as specifically pornography, I think the primary effect that results in the secondary effect of having more energy is just the fact that, I'll say for myself anyway, I just have a much better sense of well-being and peace with myself, and more confidence even when I am off porn. And that's been the experience of a lot of other guys too. This is something that's kind of vague. It's hard to quantify. It's hard to really describe accurately, but a lot of guys know what I'm talking about who have been on and off porn. And it really does have pretty far-reaching effects in your life. And for me, like I said, energy is affected, just overall, socializing with other people, motivation and drive in life, kind of the feeling motivated to get things done or to be more ambitious or something like that, being friendlier, more open with people. It's just, life's a lot easier when, like I said, it's hard to quantify. And I don't know exactly all the psychology behind this, and part of it is probably spiritual as well. But, it's like you're just freer when there's nothing going on in your life that you would be ashamed of, And that really is a freeing place to be, and a very, really a very energizing place to be, is to have your life, aligned with your beliefs and with your conscience. And it's, like I said, it's hard to describe, but it is so freeing to not have any of that going on. And there's other things that this would apply to as well. If you've got any kind of stuff lurking in the background that you shouldn't be doing, but that you're doing. But particularly with, for me with pornography, that was a big deal for me, and it makes a huge difference being off of it now compared to the way that it was before. What else can I talk about here? You guys are getting to know what how much of this I keep in the front of my head here. I'll go ahead and mention one other thing, and this is a temporary effect of quitting porn. And that is what most in the NoFap community refer to as flatlining. And that is where you have a temporary, or it can even happen, a few times in the course of your recovery, but you feel much lower energy and even much lower sex drive. And you can even feel depressed and stuff like that. And what this is your, temporary reaction to getting out of this addiction, to, denying yourself of something that you've gotten used to getting, something that you've become addicted to. In a way, it's almost like the withdrawal symptoms of quitting porn. And that can be worrying to a lot of guys, especially if they don't already know about it. And I did make a video about this specifically, but I will go ahead and highlight, when you quit pornography, especially if you quit masturbating, you can expect to feel really, really low energy, really unmotivated, in maybe a few waves if you do, undertake this undertaking. And like I said, guys can find this alarming if they don't realize that it's temporary and that it passes and that it's just a part of the recovery process. Even guys who haven't reached that point. I was talking with a guy just the other day, shooting messages back and forth with him. And he had not actually experienced flatlining, but even so, with the idea of quitting pornography, he was concerned that he was going to lose his sex drive, or that it would, severely diminish at the very least. And that can happen temporarily. And so that's a valid concern, and it's something to think about. But it's not something that should stop you, because it is temporary. And I can assure you, you will come back a lot stronger from it. Me personally, got past the flatline and all that. I've been past it a few times, really. But it's a lot better on the other side of that than it was originally. Short term, you're going to have these bouts where energy is down, sex drive is down, you just feel down. But overall, long term, the trend is definitely way up. And that is 100% my experience here, and that's been the experience of many other guys. Like I said, this is stuff that a lot of different people have experienced, and other people are going to have their anecdotes and testimonies and whatnot out there. But those are probably a few of the biggest things, and that really does cover the majority of it. So we've got porn-induced erectile dysfunction, a big deal and a huge problem nowadays. It's crazy, and it sucks that a lot of guys don't realize that this is a thing, and a lot of guys are dealing with this, and they have no idea what's causing it. Porn-induced fetishes, okay? Again, it sucks. Fortunately, these things are reversible when you quit, okay? Guys who get off of porn, it takes a while, but they can recover from porn-induced erectile dysfunction. Guys who get into porn-induced fetishes, they can leave those behind and actually just have them be gone, okay, after they quit pornography for a while. For me, that process was probably, I think it took around 6 months or so before it was, comfortably behind me, back when I was getting rid of those. And what else did I talk about? Right, energy levels are going to be affected, and also just your, again, it's vague, but just, your overall frame of mind, your overall, how comfortable you are with yourself, how at peace you are with yourself and your own life, confidence, all that kind of stuff. It all ties together there. And I think the root of that is mostly just having your life aligned with what you believe and what you feel like you should be doing. And not having anything to hide, In pornography, that's a big thing for a lot of guys. It's something that they feel like they gotta hide. And in a way, it is something to be ashamed of, but it is also at the same time something that needs to be talked about, and something that guys need to be talking to each other about and dealing with together and helping each other get out of this and get through it. All right? So, that is it for now. I could find a list of symptoms and stuff online that people could talk about, but then this video would last for like an hour. 16 minutes is long enough. So I think that covers a good amount of ground here for now. Y'all have a good day. God bless you guys. Take it easy, but not too easy. Subscribe to this here channel. Follow me on Twitter. And I will talk to you later. Oh, almost forgot. December of Discipline starts tomorrow. If you don't know about what that is, then sorry, it's too late. It's not too late in the sense that, you'll never have this opportunity or whatever, but yeah, so Hunt for Drew's December of Discipline, I have signed up for that. I might do some videos about that. We will see. I know I'm going to be busy with various things, but in any case, it's coming up. Those of you who are in on that, which is, probably a few of you are in on that. I will see you guys there in the group and all that stuff. So that's it for now. Y'all have a good day. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you later.